Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Obsessive Compulsive Gaming. I am the Obsessive Compulsive Gamer, and this is my review for Enslaved, Odyssey to the West. So dear viewer, if you don't mind, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and like this video. So, Enslaved Odyssey to the West, originally released in 2010. A year I remember fondly as the year I first played such fantastic video games as Alan Wake, Spider-Man Shattered Dimensions, and Dante's Inferno. It was also the year that my second wife, bought me a mobile telephone for my birthday. Aren't they remarkable, those mobile telephone things? You don't even need to wire it to the wall or anything. Extraordinary. But we are not here to talk about that. No, we are here to talk about Enslaved Odyssey to the West. And what is this game, you might be asking? And I'm so glad you asked, dear viewer. This is an action-adventure video game developed by Ninja Theory, who just so happens to be one of my favorite game developers. Along with this masterpiece, they made Heavenly Sword, DMC Devil May Cry, which is still my favorite Devil May Cry game, and I won't hear a single bad word against it. Bertrum, I said I won't hear a single word against it. No, Bertrum, that's 2 words. No, it doesn't mean you can give me 2 words against it, just because I said I wouldn't have a single word against it. Get back in your cage, Bertrum. They also made Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, and you can bet your third nipple I'm looking forward to the sequel. So, for those commoners amongst you who haven't played this game yet, let me give you a little brief synopsis of the story, the only way I know how. Badly. So basically in this game we play as Monkey, and through circumstances that I won't go into here, we end up teaming up with Trap, who is not only a very attractive young woman, but she is also desperately trying to get home. So with Monkey's help, the pair go on a journey that will see them platforming, fighting against mech enemies, fighting exciting boss battles, and encountering a very odd gentleman by the name of Pigsy. Because he looks like a pig. That's why it's called Pigsy. You know, because his nose is kind of like a pig's and he looks like a pig. Oh, and this video game is also loosely based on the novel Journey to the West. Don't worry, I haven't read it either. But there is quite a few video games based on that particular novel, but this one is heads and tails the best. Speaking of the best, you probably heard me earlier on when I referred to this game as a masterpiece, and that's exactly what it is, dear viewer. This is what I like to call an underrated masterpiece from a bygone era. And by bygone era, I mean 14 years ago. And why? I'm glad you asked, dear viewer. The climbing sequences are like something out of Uncharted, which I absolutely love. The combat against the mech enemies, in which you can use Monkey's giant staff, that is not a euphemism, is incredibly enjoyable. Having a companion with you throughout the duration of the game isn't annoying like it is in a lot of other video games I could mention. Eco, Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons, another game. And in fact, Trap can help you out in this game by distracting enemies, hacking terminals, pointing out points of interest. And speaking of Trap and Monkey himself, the real heart of this video game is in their relationship, so to speak. How they meet each other and are kind of forced together, how their bond grows throughout the game. Then when you introduce Pigsy into the mix, a lot of hilarity ensues. And most of that comes down to the fact that this game was written by Alex Garland. What do you mean, Bertrum, who's Alex Garland? How dare you not know who Alex Garland is? No, I'm sure my viewers are intelligent enough to know who Alex Garland is. Fine, I'll remind them. So, 28 days later, 28 weeks later, the beach, Deus Ex Machina, whatever that movie's called. Nope, it's just called Ex Machina. Men, Dread. Alex Garland has done a lot of marvelous work. He also helped write DMC Devil May Cry, so he gets a massive thumbs up from me. What else can I praise in this game? The visuals for the time are absolutely stupendous. Set in a post-apocalyptic world, looks marvelous. The enemy design, the boss design, particularly the final boss encounter in the game. The writing, the voice acting, the performances. Did I mention that Andy Serkis is in this game? Yes, he is, and we all know how marvelous he is. This game is an absolute joy. Not only that, it's an underappreciated piece of joy. So if you have a PlayStation 3 or an Xbox 360, I demand that you go and play this game right now. And if you don't, well, emulate the bloody thing. Enslaved Odyssey to the West went on to my top 10 video games of all time back in 2010, and it's still there now, for good reason. This game is splendid. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. My totally not improvised review for Enslaved Odyssey to the West. If you enjoyed this little review of mine, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't enjoyed it, well then feel free to give me a thumbs down. But please remember the single most important thing I always tell you, dear viewer, and that is to always stay obsessed with gaming. Are you still here? Oh, you must have really enjoyed this video then. In that case, you had better subscribe to the channel and check out our other content. Otherwise, you're a booby pants, and no one wants to be a booby pants.